Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Beatriz Ilustrisimo, one of the reporter of the role and uses of money. But first, we need to know what money is.
Based on the Investopedia, money is a medium of exchange. It allows people to obtain what they need to live. For Merriam-Webster, money is something such as coins or bills, used as a way to pay for goods and services and to pay people for their work. That means money is any item or verifiable record that is generally accepted as payment for goods and services and repayment of debts.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mariel R. Pelayo, and I will discuss the barter system. The barter system is an act of trading goods or services between two or more parties without the use of money, and the oldest system of trading because this system has been used for centuries and long before money was invented. And people exchange goods and services for other services and goods in return. The evolution of barter history can be traced back to 6000 BC. Introduced by Mesopotamia tribes, bartering was adopted by Phoenicians, initially used to trade weapons, food items, tea, and spices. Even Roman soldiers' salary was paid in barter by offering salt. Because that times of human skull, salt was valuable. That's why salt was another popular item to exchange. The barter system had limitation or difficulties, especially in the situation you will be exchanging product. So first is lack of double coincidence of wants. So for example, the girl have banana to exchange with apple, but the boy wants rice to exchange his apple. In this case, they have difficulty in simultaneous fulfillment of mutual wants of buyer and seller. Second is lack store of value. It was not possible to store the goods in barter system because some of goods are perishable in a short period. Third is lack of divisibility of commodities. It is also one of the problem of barter system because we cannot divide all the commodities in small units. Lastly, lack of common measure of value. Yung barter system noon, all commodities are equal. There is no common measure of value between goods and services just to meet our needs and wants. So in order to overcome the difficulties in barter system, money was invented in economy.
Good day everyone, my name is Cynthia Hado. The birth of metal as a medium of exchange. First metal money and coins in 1000 BC or before Christ. Bronze and copper and iron, imitation of cowrie shells were manufactured by China about 1000 BCE and could be considered some of the earliest form of metal coins. Metal toll coins in shapes such as swords and spades were also first used in China. These early metal monies developed into primitive version of round coins. Chinese coins were made out of base metal, often containing holes, so they could be put together like a chain.
So let's proceed to the next topic, which is evolution of money. There are 5 stages of evolution of money. There are commodity money, metal money, paper money, plastic money, and the last one is cryptocurrency. So, how did individuals acquire the goods they lack? Alternatively, how do they plan to pay for what they require? Return with me to a time when money did not exist. Let's go to the definition of barter. What is barter? Barter is an act of trading goods or services between two or more parties without the use of money. That means people engage in bartering in order to obtain the items they require. The first stages of evolution of money is the commodity money. But first, what is commodity? A commodity is any useful or valuable thing, especially something that is bought and sold. A commodity money is a physical good that consumers universally use to trade for other goods. In other words, it is like the money we use today, but has an actual value. For example, gold was used as money, but also in the manufacturing of jewelry, so it had value outside its use as a medium of exchange. In economics, this is known as intrinsic value. When we say intrinsic value, it is a measure of what an asset is worth. There are examples of commodity money, and they are alcohol, cocoa beans, copper, gold, silver, salt, seashells, tea, and tobacco. Later on, commodities became inconvenient for commercial trades due to changes in their values, the fact of indivisible and easily perishable, therefore checking the accumulation of wealth. The next one is metal money or metallic money. Metallic money is that money whose value of money is greater than the commodity value of money. It refers to those coins prepared from various metals like gold, silver, bronze, nickel, and etc. In this, traders and kings used to stamp their marks on coins to ensure that metal is of uniform quantity and quality. The first official currency is minted. In 600 BC, Lydia's king Ariatis minted the first official currency. The coin were made from electrum. Electrum is a mixture of silver and gold that occurs naturally, and the coins were stamped with pictures that acted as denomination. You can see that there is a photo. It is the gold coins originally used by Lydian merchants. Chinese create object that resembles modern-day coin. Sometime around 770 BC, the Chinese moved from using actually usable objects, such as tools and weapons, as a medium of exchange to using miniature replicas of these same objects that had been cast in bronze. Due to impracticality, nobody wants to reach into their pocket and impale their hand on a sharp arrow. These tiny daggers, spades, and hoes were eventually abandoned for objects in the shape of a circle. This object became some of the first coins. There are two types of metal money. They are full-bodied coin and token coin. When we say full-bodied coin, it refers to the metallic money which is made up of pure and superior metals like gold and silver. This type of metallic money has the intrinsic value of coin is equal to or greater than face value. But when we say token coins, it refers to the metallic money which is made up of impure and inferior metals. This type of metallic money has the intrinsic value of coin is lower than its face value. The next is paper money. Paper money is money consisting of government notes and banknotes. Paper money is a country's official paper currency that is circulated for the transactions involved in acquiring goods and services. In the US, paper money is considered fiat money. This means that it has no actual value except as an accepted medium of exchange. Before 1971, this was not the case. US banknotes were backed by a certain amount of gold, which was dictated by the Federal Reserve. There are also countries that regularly use the US dollar alongside their own local currency, including Bahamas, Barbados, St. Kitts and Nevis, Belize, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Panama, Myanmar, Cambodia, and Liberia, as well as several Caribbean territories. The euro is another form of paper money that is used in multiple countries. As of 2020, 19 of the 27 member states in the European Union use the euro as their official currency. Around 700 BC, the Chinese moved from coins to paper money. The first paper currency issued by European governments was actually issued by colonial governments in North America. Because shipments between Europe and North American colonies took so long, the colonies often ran out of cash as operation expanded. Next is plastic money. Plastic money is a thin card that contains identification information such as a signature or picture and authorizes the cardholder to charge purchases or service to the cardholder's account. Today, the information on the card is read by automated teller machines or ATMs, banks, and the internet. It all started in the 1920s when individual companies such as oil companies and hotels issued these plastic money cards for purchases made at their businesses. However, these cards could not be used outside of the company. In the 1950s, a universal card was introduced by Diners Club Incorporation. This was when credit cards were made. These cards allow the cardholders to use the cards in various locations and businesses. The way the card worked was that there were annual fees, and depending on the plan, the cardholders will bill either monthly or yearly. Bank credit card system. Under the system, the bank credits the account of the merchant at each sale and bills to the cardholder at the end of the billing period to account for the sale. The origin of cryptocurrency. During subprime crisis, Central Bank of US and other developed countries adopted easy money policy, and as a result, purchasing power of dollar decreased. Main cause of subprime crisis was banks who had given loans to subprime borrowers. Hence, anarchists argued that banks who were earning by charging fees after their failure made common people to suffer by reducing the purchasing power of their hard-earned money. Cyber anarchists decided to withdraw from banking system and start currency of their own, which will not depend on central bank of any country. 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto, name of online user but nobody know who he is, issued online paper. When 2009, it started the operation of Bitcoins. 2016, Australian businessman Craig Wright claimed that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, but majority don't believe this. When 2020, price of Bitcoin started to rise amid corona crisis due to fear that governments will print money in excessive amounts to cover the fall in tax collections and to cover unemployment benefits. When we say cryptocurrency, it is a digital currency created, stored, and transacted using blockchain technology. Examples of these are Bitcoin, Digicoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Laxmicoin, and etc. Bitcoin, invented by Satoshi Nakamoto, who is anonymous, is the most popular. Let's watch a video about the evolution of money for additional knowledge.
History of money. Money is best described as a medium of exchange. The concept of money has been around since the dawn of human civilization. Money allows an individual to trade what he has for what he needs or wants. Currently, there are over 150 currencies used worldwide. 70% of the monetary value in the world is denoted in the US dollar, euro, UK pound, Japanese yen, and Chinese yuan. Bartering. Dawn of civilization. Obsidian, a glass-like volcanic rock, was one of the earliest forms of money. 9000 BC, humans began to grow crops and cattle. This gave birth to bartering, where livestock and grain were exchanged for other items which were deemed essential or useful at the time. 2279 BC, the ancient Babylonians defined the first guidelines for money and established a form of measurement called the shekel. Cowrie shells to metal coins. 1300 BC, cowrie seashells were used as money in areas as diverse as Africa, South Asia, Australia and Oceania. 1100 BC, early Chinese civilizations are credited for the first use of standardized currency in the shape of miniature, bronze casts of replica knives and spades. 687 BC, other civilizations started developing their own unique coins. The first official currency ever was minted out of gold and featured a roaring lion's head. 300 BC, the Roman Empire established its own currency, known as denarius. These coins were mostly minted out of silver and depicted important symbolic images about the Roman Republic. Paper money. 118 BC, the Chinese issued the first ever leather banknote. It was made out of a rare white deerskin and its edges were painted with bright colors. 701 AD, paper notes initially appeared in the 7th century, during the Tang dynasty, but their widespread use only became prevalent much later. 1661 AD, the first European banknotes were printed in Sweden by Stockholm's Banco. They were redeemable against their stated amount of silver coins, held by the bank. Credit cards. 1946 AD, the first bank card, named, was introduced in 1946 by John Biggins, a banker in Brooklyn. 1950 AD, the Diners Club released its first card and was used in more than 20 restaurants in New York to pay for bills without the need for cash. 1958 AD, a credit card with revolving credit was issued by Bank of America. American Express was launched and was the first card to be accepted worldwide. 1970 AD, the magnetic strip was perfected and allowed for personal and financial information to be reliably decoded by a machine. Electronic money. 1990 AD, chip technology was introduced. This allowed for large amounts of information to be stored and for verification processes to occur at the points of sales. 1994 AD, the advent of the World Wide Web server and browser gave birth to the online shopping ecosystem. 1997 AD, European banks began to offer mobile banking with primitive versions of smartphones. 1998 AD, PayPal was founded in California and it allowed its members to leverage the medium of the internet to make payments and transfer money. Cryptocurrencies. 2008 AD, an entity known as Satoshi Nakamoto posted a paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. 2012 AD, another cryptocurrency known as Ripple was created. It aims to enable secure, instant and nearly free global financial transactions of any size with no chargebacks. 2016 AD, Bitcoin and blockchain-related technologies start permeating in the mainstream media. Thank you.
The characteristic of gold. First is properties. Gold is the most malleable of all metals. Second is non-reactive, because the nucleus of the gold is heavy such that the electrons must travel at the speed of light. Third is additivity. Gold is commonly used as a food additive. In medical uses, gold salt and radioisotope are used in medication. Gold alloys are also commonly used as a dental filling. In history, gold played a role as a currency and value metal for jewelry and prize objects throughout history. In culture, gold is variously viewed as a symbol of wealth, goodness, wisdom, and eternity. In finance, gold has been used throughout history as money. In production, gold production is also energy intensive with up to 25 kilowatt-hour of electricity used to produce a single gram of gold. In gold reserve, the gold that exists today is held in national reserves. So for example, the US has reserve of 18,133 tons. In consumption, gold is mostly used in jewelry and investment products such as coins and bars. And lastly, geology. Most of the gold present in the earth is believed to be in the planet's core. As a heavy element, gold was drawn towards the core when its molten states.
There are three forms of money: commodity, fiat, and fiduciary money. Commodity money is a money whose value comes from a commodity of which it is made. Commodity money consists of objects having value or use in themselves, as well as their value in buying goods. Fiat money is a government-issued currency that is not backed by a commodity such as gold. Fiat money gives central banks greater control over the economy because they can control how much money is printed. Most modern paper currencies, such as US dollar, are fiat currencies. Fiduciary money refers to banknotes and coins in circulation in the economy. This is the liquidity available to economic actors to carry out transactions. It is a means of payment. Money has three primary functions. It is a medium of exchange, a unit of account, and a store of value. A medium of exchange is an intermediary instrument or system used to facilitate the sale, purchase, or trade of goods between parties. For a system to function as a medium of exchange, it must represent a standard of value. Further, all parties must accept that standard. In modern economies, the medium of exchange is currency. The next one is unit of account. It is a standard numerical unit of measurement of market value of goods, services, and other transactions. It is a standard of relative worth and deferred payment, and as such as necessary prerequisite for the formula of commercial agreement that involve debt. To function as a unit of account, money must be divisible into smaller units without loss of value, fungible, and a specific weight or size to be verifiably countable. The third function of money is a store of value. It's an asset, currency, or commodity that maintains its value over a long period. An item would be considered a store of value if its value is either stable or increases over time but doesn't depreciate. Store of value money must be reliably saved, stored, and retrieved. It must be predictably usable as a medium of exchange when it is retrieved.
Our next topic is classification of money. Money can be classified as full-bodied money, representative full-bodied money, and credit money. Any unit of money whose face value and intrinsic value are equal is known as full-bodied money. Money value is equals to commodity value. For example, during the British period, 1 rupee coin was made of silver and its value as money was same as its value as a commodity. The next is representative full-bodied money. It refers to money which is usually made of paper. The value of representative full-bodied money is much higher than its value as a commodity. It is accepted as money as it can be conveniently used for carrying out transactions. Such a type of paper money is 100% backed by metallic reserve of gold or silver and is redeemable at the option of the holder. For example, in case of convertible paper receipts, a person can exchange the amount stipulated on the paper receipt for equal value of gold. There are two kinds of representative money. First is convertible paper money. It refers to the currency notes which are freely convertible into full-bodied money, gold or silver, at any time at the option of the holder. However, 100% backing of gold or silver is not desired as all the notes in circulation are not simultaneously presented for conversion. The next one is inconvertible paper money. It is that kind of paper money which cannot be convertible into full-bodied money at the option of the holder. However, it circulates and commands value as its issue is regulated by a responsible government. This money does not have any backing of standard coins or bullion. Indian 1 rupee note is a good example of inconvertible paper money. Next classification of money is the credit money. Credit money refers to the money whose intrinsic value is much lower than its face value. Money value is greater than the commodity value. For example, face value of Rs100 note is Rs100, but we would get a much lower value if we sell the note as a piece of paper. Credit cards, bank deposits are other examples of credit money. Rs means is the basic money of the Pakistan. There are various forms of credit money. First is token coins. Token coins refers to small coins of various denominations, which are issued to facilitate day-to-day requirements of the people. Next one is representative token money. It is 100% backed and is fully redeemable in some commodity such as gold or silver. Next one is circulating promissory notes issued by central bank. These are currency notes issued by Reserve Bank in India. And the last one is demand deposits in bank. Deposits are claim of creditors against banks.
Establishing a monetary system, Congress developed the Federal Reserve Act in order to establish economic stability in the United States by introducing a central bank to oversee monetary policy. The International Monetary Fund, who controls the world monetary system. The IMF promotes financial stability and monetary cooperation. It also facilitates international trade, promotes employment and sustainable growth, and helps to reduce global poverty. There are three common types of monetary system, and they are commodity money, commodity-based money, and fiat money. Fiat money is most common type of monetary system in the world because it's made up of paper money or base metal coin. For example of fiat money is the US dollar.
The next topic that I discuss is the gold bullion standard. What is gold bullion? Gold bullion refers to high purity physical gold in the form of bars or coins.
Our last topic is the paper currency system. Paper currency of the world. The first true paper money was produced by the Jin Dynasty, 1115 to 1234 of China in 1189. By 1971, every country had given up the gold standard, thereby ending the possibility of converting paper currency into precious metal. This change created a floating currency system in which the value of paper money and the fiduciary coinage that circulates with it is dictated entirely by public confidence and international market forces. By the 20th century, although coin design had become more conservative than in the past, paper money had blossomed into a new canvas for creative artistic expression at the hands of skilled engravers. East Asia and the origins of money. From the 11th century to the present day, China and the other East Asian countries have used a wide variety of paper money, representing a host of different governments, individuals, and banks for transactions. The images on more Modern issues often reflect idealized rural life. I will show you the examples of paper money. First is the Imperial Chinese string graping circulating treasure certificate on 1368 worth 1,000 cash coins, printed on mulberry paper during the Ming Dynasty. The value, one string of cash, is illustrated by a picture in the center of the note. And you will see the example, you will see the photo. That is the example of paper money during the Ming Dynasty. Our next example is Communist Chinese Yuan note on 1960, showing a smiling woman operating a tractor on a farming collective. The next one is British Hong Kong $10 note on 1931, issued by the Chartered Bank of India, Australia, and China, showing the bust of a helmeted warrior. The next example of the paper money in East Asia is the Reunion 5,000 franc note on 1962, showing a group of adults and children picnicking and collecting the fruits. And you will see in the picture that there is a mother and child who will picking the fruit. East and Southeast Asia. Communist Chinese 3-string note on 1933 from the Sichuan Shanxi Province Workers and Farmers Bank. This unusual note produced for one of the earliest farming collectives in Maoist China. It is printed on cotton cloth rather than the traditional paper. The raised fist and star emblem reflects the militant spirit during the Civil War on 1927 up to 1936 between the Chinese Communists and the Nationalist forces. You will see in the photo that there is a star and the fist closed inside the star. Yan. But it is printed on the cotton cloth rather than the traditional paper. Early Western paper money. The earliest Western paper money was in a simple design reflecting its origin and letters of credit. Gradually, single images were introduced on the notes, and by the end of the 18th century, an artistic revolution had begun that paved the way for the beautiful and extremely intricate engraved design of the 19th and 20th century. Here is the example. From Denmark, Rigsdaler note. It is on 1804 from Copenhagen with a triangular design. And you will see in the photo. Another example of early Western paper money are from France. French assignat worth 400 livres in 1792, depicting an eagle and a sunburst in front of the Cup of Liberty. And the next one is US $2 note on 1777, issued by the state of Georgia, depicting a ship. Actually, there is more example of the paper money around the world, but I did not put it in the slides because it's actually a lot more than I expected. So, I'll just put the link on the sources for you to find out what are the other examples of paper money in the whole world.